What happens when tens of tons of steel grind to a halt? They either fix this massive caterpillar loader right here in the mud, or it slowly becomes scrap. 1,000-pound axle will be pulled, decades of caked grime scraped by hand, internal gears rebuilt from the ground up. But the teardown starts here, at the wheel hub, deep in the dirt, one bolt at a time. A quarter hour later, the massive tire is out of the way. Now for the differential housing. A long metal wrench breaks the first bolts loose. The crew watches, waiting to see how bad it is. Before it opens, it needs to be clean. A metal scraper peels away layers of dried mud, years of dirt baked onto the iron. It takes 2 men to muscle the yellow housing onto a steel sheet. Heavy, awkward work. Then they move to the bottom bolts, torquing them free. The final center bolts come out. Time to split the case. They pry the 2 heavy halves apart. Dark oil bleeds onto the mud. The seal is broken. Inside lies the real problem. A mess of worn metal and exhausted grease. hours of cleaning later. The teardown is done. Now the rebuild begins. A ratchet tightens the outer housing bolts. Every surface must be flawless. A red cloth wipes the interior clean. Any leftover grit will destroy the new gears. A screwdriver makes the micro adjustments, setting the stage for the planetary assembly. The core components go in. A massive black gear assembly drops into the yellow shell. It is a tight fit. A hammer taps it solidly home. Metal rings against metal. The structure is regaining its strength. Over on the cardboard mat, finer work happens. He threads a long metal bolt through the central ring. His hands are stained with heavy grease. He picks up the smaller, toothed inner gear, aligning it by eye. One slip here means starting over. By midday, the fresh parts arrive. He opens a new cardboard box on a woven cot. A screwdriver slices through the tight plastic wrap, revealing a brand new textured metal clutch disc, clean, undamaged, ready to take the immense torque of the loader. replacement phase moves fast. Two men align the large toothed ring over the yellow base. They press it down firmly. It seats perfectly. Skill versus clearance tolerances. Locking everything down. Small gears slide into the main housing. He drives metal locking pins in with a hammer. Solid strikes. Then the pliers come out for the securing clips. A delicate squeeze, snapping the retainers securely into place. With the pins set, it needs lubrication. Bright red oil pours from a plastic bottle, coating the newly seated bearings. A heavy dose for the dry metal. They wipe the outer rim with a purple cloth, prepping the surface for the next layer. Time to stack the assembly. They lift the heavy yellow-rimmed upper housing, hovering it over the main gear stack, carefully aligning the internal teeth. Then they lower it down. The weight settles in. Almost sealed. They install a thin metal gear rod. A wrench tightly cinches the final bolt, closing the internal segment for good. Out in the dirt yard, prep continues. He wipes a green-faced clutch plate clean, guiding its splined center into the yellow shell. Then comes the most critical barrier. He applies a thick bead of white sealant paste, working it entirely around the rim by hand. If this fails, the oil leaks again.
Deve.
The two massive halves must mate perfectly. He holds the heavy yellow iron steady, fighting the sheer weight of the metal. A steel tool is driven in to force the alignment, prying against the rigid casing. The holes finally line up. A bolt slides through. He grabs a wrench, locking the two halves into one. The axle is whole. Now it goes back under the machine. He cranks a large ratchet on the main chassis bolts, securing the heavy axle to the loader frame. For the final torque, they need more leverage. A long metal pipe slips over the wrench. Two men lean into it, pulling hard until it stops. the internal work is finished. The young mechanic looks up at the towering loader. Only one heavy step left. They grab the colossal front tire, wrestling it across the uneven dirt lot. It takes pure physical force to move it. They shove the thick rubber tread against the wheel hub, racing the fading daylight, pushing the immense weight until the bolts catch.
Katakan.
The final wrench turns on the wheel hub. The grounded machine in the mud is now a restored powerhouse. A heavy axle rebuilt by hand. A critical leak permanently sealed. And a massive tire mounted back home. Some machines are too stubborn to die. They just need the right hands.